Okay. Um, write on the text and on the stories that we read in class, and then soon we'll be able to do this in Kidem too, but I wanted to show you all what to do. So when we find important details in the text, we're going to underline them like this. When we see important people or places, usually like proper nouns that start with a big or capital letter, we're going to circle them. When we see facts or data, so like numbers or numbers written out, we'll put a box around it. If there's a word you don't know, we're going to put a triangle around that word, so remember to look it up later. If there's something you have a question about, you put a question. If there's something you find interesting to you, you're going to put this exclamation point. And then if you found a sentence that you think summarizes the main idea of what we're reading, you're going to put a star on it. Don't worry about this too much yet. We'll get to that in the future. I want to show you with an example how we're gonna annotate here. So I got our annotation key here on the side, and here's a story. It's about the explosion in Beirut. It's 3 paragraphs here, and I'm gonna read and I'm gonna write on this as I re-annotate this text. Okay. So on Tuesday there was a huge explosion in Beirut. I'm gonna circle Beirut because that's an important place to our story. You can see over here. I put a circle. It's the capital city of Lebanon. I'm going to also circle that because it's important for us to know where this is happening. And I'm going to underline there was a huge explosion because that's an important detail, right? That's really what the story seems to be about. At first, it was not clear why the explosion happened. Some media informed that an accident happened at a fireworks warehouse. I think it's important to know where the accident happened. So I'm going to underline at a fireworks warehouse. However, later, officials said the explosion happened at a warehouse of chemicals. Ooh. I think anything's important here. I'm going to say warehouse of chemicals because that's giving us more details that I think are important to understanding what happened. 2,750 tons of chemicals exploded because the storage was not safe. I see a fact right here, a piece of data. This is the number, the amount of chemicals, or the amount of tons. So I'm going to put a box around this. Ooh, I'm so bad at drawing on this. That's a square. So I put a box around this. And then I'm going to underline this part because the storage was not safe. That's important to understanding of the story. More than 100 people died in the explosion and hundreds of people ended up in the hospital. So I'm going to put a box around this too because it's important information for us to know, and it's a fact. It's data about the numbers of people that were injured and died because of this. Authorities must find out the level of damage. However, it is clear that the damage is very big and it impacted the whole city. I'm going to underline impacted the whole city because I think that's important. I know what all these words mean because I already read this story, but let's say you didn't know what impacted means. You might put a triangle around this, and then later on, if you figure out what it means, you can either erase the triangle or leave it there.